What's up guys, we got a short video for you and hopefully this is going to be a really helpful one. When you guys are working on Nissans and you're changing out your upper control arms, sometimes what you're going to find is that when they assembled at the factory, they put the bolt in an orientation where it extracts toward the front bumper and your steering knuckle is in the way, which is really annoying. So historically, the only way or the quickest way or the most recommended way to extract this bolt is to use a sawzall and cut it off so that you can fish the shank of it out. Now, when Enoch and I were up at Donald from Software in the West's house and Titan Swapping, we didn't have a sawzall handy, and so we experimented a little bit and we came up with a nice non-destructive way to get this bolt removed, and it really only needs a little bit of teamwork and a rope or a strap. So we're going to show you how to do this really quick. Right now my truck has an aftermarket suspension on it and our ADO upper control arms. That shouldn't make a difference. You know, if you're just starting with a stock truck and you run into this situation, you'll be able to replicate. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take a strap or a rope, you're going to pop your hood and you're going to fish it from above the engine, and then you're going to come down and loop around the steering shaft. And what your partner is going to do is he's going to pull up and back like Enoch is doing right now. This seems to work best on the third gens. On Donald's truck, what we found that pulling up and toward the passenger side was the most effective. So depending on your application, and then also just kind of depending on where the steering shaft sits, because on my truck it appears that it sits a little bit more forward than it did on Donald's from what I recall. So you might have to pull on your strap in different angles depending on your particular vehicle, but we're going to show you how this is done really quickly. So to kind of get set up and get into position, you want your upper control arm fully disconnected. You want your ball joint disconnected. You want this bolt fully removed, and that's going to give you a little bit of room for pivoting, because you'll need to pivot and kind of twist your control arm a little bit to fish it out. So Enoch, go ahead and give us a pull. And she's out. And then relieve your pressure and boom. And then when you're all done, rather than reinstalling your bolt in this difficult position, I mean, you can if you want to, but put it in the opposite direction so that it's easier to service and access in the future. So that's just a quick video. Hopefully a lot of you guys find that to be helpful, and it's always good to have some teamwork.